Okay, guys, I want to talk to you about four or five more on our task board. I have added that there is a must do that you must do on your choice board before you move on to the others, and that is writing. It's something that we've kind of neglected in class, and we need to get in the habit of writing every day. And so you must do the writing choice board before you do anything else, okay? And I must approve that before you move on to anything else. It gives you instructions on the choice board of what exactly you're to write about this week. Okay. Integrated art. That is going to be for this week and next week. That's our Mississippi maps. We need to create a key for our map and a title for our map. Those are text features in reading. A lot of times when you're reading a text, you'll see a map, but it tells you that the goldfish mean this, and the cotton balls mean delta, and the rocks mean Appalachian foothills. So you need a key on your map to be able, for the people who are out in the hall, to be able to know, what does the cotton represent? What do the beans represent? What's that, the goldfish or the seashell, what does it represent? So you're creating a key and a title for that, and then you'll be complete with that integrated art project. Vocabulary. So on the vocabulary, it says to create 3 sentences for each word of the week. I will write which words on the board I want you to work on for that week. We've kind of gotten a little bit lazy on our vocabulary, and so we need to catch up on that. But it is self-explanatory, and it does tell you within that box what to do on vocabulary. Okay, Wonderwall. You're going to look up answers to the Wonderwall. I have some Post-its laid out today. I do want you posting beside the Wonderwall question your name, where you got your information, and what the answer to the Wonderwall question was. Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about Moby Max also. So Moby Max is where you're going to practice individual skills. I have not assigned you anything for just you yet. I'm still working on figuring out how to do that. But I want you to get on one of the apps that's shown in the box. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the other choice boards that we haven't gotten to, which is podcast, vocabulary, and social studies. So let's talk about podcasts first. What I want you to do this week and next week when you use the podcast choice is I want you to listen to the podcast, which I've shared with you on Google Classroom. I want you to fill out the graphic organizer that matches the podcast and fill that out in complete sentences. Each sentence needs a noun and a predicate. The things that we've talked about with mentor sentences. We're working on writing incomplete thoughts. Capital letter, punctuation. I want you to fill that out to the best of your ability after you've listened to the podcast. And then what I want you to do when you're finished filling out your graphic organizer or your geo, I want you to create a video like I'm creating for you right now. I want you to create a video that is like a review video where you're kind of talking about this podcast. What did I like about it? What did I not like about it? If your graphic organizer says, what's the main idea? You tell me, the main idea of this podcast is that blah, 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 blah. And I really like this podcast. I give it a level 3. It's not as good as the podcast that we listened to last time about leaving your comfort zone, but I really liked it because I learned blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you're just going to give like a quick 1 to 2 minute video on how you felt about this podcast this week and next week, okay? Flowcabulary. You are actually going to go to flowcabulary.com, sign in with Google, and click on assignment. I've assigned you some tasks this week, and you're going to do all that I've assigned to you before you move on to another task, okay? And the last one is social studies, the one that everybody wants to get to. I have given you quite a bit of work on social studies this week because I'm really ready to start getting to the Native Americans, and that's coming up in about 3 weeks, okay? So you were to read chapter 1. That's a lot of pages, okay? And I want you to get comfy, sit down with your social studies book, grab one off the shelf right over here, and I want you to read that entire chapter. There are 3 lessons, like mini lessons, within that chapter. Once you are finished reading those 3 mini lessons or that chapter, you are going to create a Google Slides presentation. So you'll go to Google Drive, just like you would go to Classroom, and you're going to click on Slides. And that's what I make to go on your screen every single day. It's like a PowerPoint, okay? So you're going to create a Google Slides. You're going to pick one of those lessons. You're not going to do a Google Slide on all three. You're going to pick one of those lessons, either lesson 1, lesson 2, or lesson 3. And you are going to make a presentation and teach the rest of this class what you learned from those slides. Okay, so it's going to take some pre-planning. You're going to have to get out a scratch sheet of paper and say, okay, on slide 1, I'm going to put the title of this section. On slide 2, I'm going to put a picture. On slide 3, I'm going to tell about that picture. Or, you want to plan out what did you actually learn from that section before you just start putting it on Google Slides. Okay, because on Friday, I'm going to pull some people's and we're going to show them to the classroom. So you want to do your best work because it is going to be presented before the class, okay? All right, so that's it on your choice board this week. I do want you to watch all of the videos, and I want you to be looking at your choice board as you listen, okay? And if you have any questions, you can always get back on here and watch the videos again. All right, happy choice board.